Madam State Secretary, colleagues, friends, welcome to Norad. As was said, this is a particular day in several respects. For us, it's the day after our great conference when we launched the annual report on results, so we use that day, of course, to celebrate the achievements, including the important achievements on health. The fact that we did actually manage to reduce maternal health by 45% over the MDG era, if I could use that phrase. Today is also the Nobel Prize Day, so some of us will be heading for the Oslo City Hall to join the celebration of the 4 Tunisian human rights advocates who've been awarded this year's Nobel Peace Prize. And of course, that's particularly important because today is also the Human Rights Day. A good day then to see how can we, on the one hand, move from where we were yesterday, celebrating the achievements, to where we need to focus onwards, the remaining challenges. The fact that there are close to 300,000 women who die during giving birth to children every year. The fact that 16,000 children die under the age of 5, die every day. The fact that in spite of the enormous efforts on providing medication to HIV/AIDS, to people living with HIV/AIDS, there are still 20 million people with that disease not receiving treatment. So we have those challenges. And since this is the International Human Rights Day, we need to remind ourselves that every one of those instances are human rights violations. What does that mean in practice, and how do we make that into something more than general words that we, of course, in our business we're very good at that. We're world champions at general, and when we meet in international conferences, we do that extremely well. And what I found interesting with the partnership that we have here today is that you're a bunch of people, very intelligent people, all of you I'm sure, and very dedicated people who are involved then in sort of trying to translate this into something more than general words, both in terms of global actions and global efforts, building global alliances, but also bringing it down to practical realities at country level, as shown by the example that examples that are described in the special issue of the journal that you will be launching today. I thought that sort of seeing how can you, if you have women in Uttar Pradesh who don't get their right because they have to pay under the table for services that are free, how can you empower them then to use their right so that they can pursue their rights vis-a-vis the government and the system? And of course, not in order to only in order to achieve that, but in order to improve the services and give them access to the health services that they need. And of course another part of making things practical is to make it measurable. And of course I spent close to 6 years as an organization that firmly believes that at the OECD, that firmly believes that everything can be measured and firmly believes in the power of figures. We may not be naive people who think that figures and facts are the only thing that counts, but we remain, and of course as the the technical directorate of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs dealing with development cooperation. We also firmly believe in facts, and we do believe that while many decisions are political, informed political decisions are much better than less informed political decisions. So we should never stop believing in the power of facts and the power of figures and the ability of them to influence the agenda and bring the agenda forward. So I wish you a fruitful day. I know you're launching a couple of important partnerships today. Those are important. We're together with the health team in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we're trying to continue to make Norway an important global player, and I think we are. We have been. Though I like to tease Sigrun from time to time, since we're both old colleagues in the development world who've been who are maybe we're beyond our prime age. So and we always run the risk then of talking about how it was in the past and how things have gone through cycles. Still, I think there's a lot of energy in our effort here. We believe firmly in continue to forge global alliances, and also being a force to make sure that those global alliances become Norwegian in one particular sense, and that is practical. Because we are, at the end of the day, quite practical people. We like to see things happening and things having implications on the ground. So, with that, over to politics, and and the State Secretary Tone Skogen, the floor is yours.